Now we move on to Far Beyond Driven, and metal was dying out in the mid-90s, except for death metal, which a lot of people like to sound like idiots and be like, metal was dead. Metal needed to be revived by Pantera. But metal was already going with death metal. But anyways, they hit it big with a #1 album called Far Beyond Driven, which went #1 for a very short while, and then they keep gloating all the time about how they had a #1 album and how it saved metal, but really didn't do anything. But the cool thing is, though, is that they had such a huge commercial success with the album that was not commercialized or anything like that. It was actually, in fact, heavier than the last album. And this album, not only is it heavier, but it also uses a lot of, like, guitar effects and a lot more guitar squealing. I think this is probably one of the best examples of Dimebag being creative with his guitar sounds. Almost every song has crazy fucking noises. The album came out in 1993, a year after Vulgar Display of Power. Now, the artwork I've always thought is pretty damn cool. I believe it's supposed to be some sort of blue skull that's getting, like, drilled in. What's funny is their original idea for the artwork that they wanted was an asshole that was getting drilled in. So we start right off the bat with fucking pure heaviness, and this is kind of what always used to turn me off from the album, was this song, and I used to not be a big fan of it because it was just so fucking in your face right away, and I was just kind of like, eh. Never really was able to get into the riffs or anything. Now I absolutely love this song right away. It just gets to some fucking absolute craziness, and I absolutely love the chorus. I love how it just keeps going through the verse and chorus so fucking fast, such great riffs, and then it goes into like really heavy, groovy stuff throughout the rest of the song, where it feels like we turn into a monster. Easily one of the best songs of the album, and a really cool way to start it. They went with the song Becoming, which I always used to think should have started off the album, but now I'm starting to get like a bad taste in my mouth from this song, where I think the guitar squeals and stuff are pretty damn cool. And I actually really like the build-up to the chorus, where they're mixing the kind of like weird guitar effects with Phil singing. But I think the chorus is really annoying, where he's saying, "Becoming God's eyes." That shit just kind of always annoyed me. Then we have two back-to-back hit songs, 5 Minutes Alone, which has a really great riff and groove to it, although I've always felt that Phil kind of sang it too gruff and low, or it just kind of sounds annoying after a while with this like he's got shit in his mouth. But then the next song, I'm Broken, which is the bigger hit on the album, and a lot of people state it's the weaker song because it's the bigger hit. I think it's the way better song. The riffs are a lot better. It's way catchier. Has a lot of like a cool southern tinge. I think Phil sings in the song better, and I absolutely love the build to the chorus where he's just screaming. And I believe they even have the song like a Wendy's commercial. Then we have the absolute weakest song on the album, Good Friends and a Bottle of Pills, which is just pure fucking torture and randomness, where the verse is just Phil just gloating about how he's gonna fuck your girlfriend and how I fucked her. She called me daddy and I smacked her ass. Oh, it was awesome. And then all of a sudden it just goes into a like weird, slow, ambient groove while he's just fucking screaming bloody murder like, ah, fuck your love. That's the entire song. And it's shit. Then we have the epic song on the album, Hardline and Sunken Cheeks, but it's not really an epic song per se. It just feels like they drone over doomy riffs for so long in the song that it just becomes so fucking long in 7 minutes. This song is really, really too long, but a lot of the riffs in here are very badass, especially the verse riff. The chorus riff, which they like to repeat over and over, that doomy, noisy riff, it just gets tedious after a while. It's a good song, but they really should have cut out the fat from this. Then we have a song that a lot of people say is one of the weaker songs because it sounds so nasty, especially with the vocals and the riffs. But I fucking love Slaughtered! I love the way how Phil sings with such like a gruff, but like spit in the gruff, especially on the chorus where he said, Slaughtered! 25 Years, which I believe is about like either sexual or mental abuse. I've always really loved the intro of this song because it sounds so epic and grandiose, but the rest of the song is just so dull. Then we have a fantastic song, Shedding Skin, which has a lot of atmosphere and noise, and it's truly an amazing deep cut, and I think it's probably the best song of the entire album. Phil's vocals throughout the entire thing are great, and I love, especially in the chorus, where you can kind of hear between each vocal passage, you hear him say, ah, and it sounds like he's falling down like a shaft or something. And it perfectly goes into where he's saying, "I'm shedding skin, changing within." And the guitar solo in this song's fantastic, and I love all the weird guitar effects he does, especially right before the chorus. He does this really weird watery sounding one. Then we have the song "Use My Third Arm," which is a pretty cool riff, but it's kind of a filler song, but a good song regardless. Then we have "Thorough's a Rejection." I've always really liked this song, especially with the bass build-up. It just sounds so fucking chunky and badass. And when it finally gets into it, there's some really great riffs. And I absolutely love the chorus where he's screaming, "Rejection!" And then it goes from absolute apeshit craziness to the last song on the album, a cover of Black Sabbath's Planet Caravan, which is really melodic and really fantastic. One of the very few times I would ever consider a band doing a cover better than the original. And it feels like all the instruments have been done perfectly and tastefully, as opposed to you'd think he'd do a bunch of crazy pinch harmonics and shit. But Dime plays it really bluesy like it was in the original. Actually, I think it's a jazzy solo, sorry. He plays it really jazzy like in the original. It sounds really fantastic. And I think Phil's vocal style, which sounds a lot more present, a lot cleaner, sounds way better than Ozzy's vocals on the original. So that's it. That is Far Beyond Driven. There's a lot of highlights and even some lowlights and a lot of kind of, and I could have done better. So I'm going to give Far Beyond Driven, which is overall still a pretty damn good album, an 8 out of 10.